Welcome back to the channel, Upcyclers. It has been a while. I have not posted a new video in some time because, quite frankly, I just haven't had any cards to show.
And as you can see, I am not dead!
So I finally gathered up enough cards to send and put it in order. It actually ended up being a pretty big order, so I'm going to split it up into two videos. This one, where we're going to go through a bunch of Stadium Club stuff and then a bunch of other stuff. And then over here, I've got some PC stuff, which is all kinds of different random stuff that we'll go through in a second half of this video. So anyway, yeah, thanks for clicking on the video. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. If you get to the end of the video and you like it, please click the like button. It helps us out over here. Historically, we try to put out a video every Friday, but you know, that depends on if we've got content to make it about. And I simply don't always grade enough cards to have a whole nother grading order coming in every week. Anyway, we're getting to the end of the baseball season. As you do know, we do primarily baseball stuff here. That is my favorite sport, but it's not exclusive to that. So maybe by the time you're watching it, we've gotten into playoffs and maybe some stuff has happened. But also, if you've been following my channel, you know what a big Padre fan I am. So please send good vibes out here to San Diego to my boys playing here by the beach. And yeah, hopefully you're watching this years in the future and the Padres are, you know, 3-time defending World Series champions. So without any further nonsense, let's get right to it. We're going to go with, we'll start with the left pile. As per usual, we'll make our gem pile and our non-gem pile. To be honest, there are some cards in this order, some older stuff like this very first card that I genuinely wasn't really expecting to get a 10, although I did think it had a shot. So anyway, here you go. There's a Clayton Kershaw first day issue retail. I'm always looking for good deals on Stadium Club cards, either stuff to add to my personal collection or stuff that you know, like this that is kind of unique and interesting that looks good to possibly grade and flip. Because one thing I will never keep in my personal collection are any Dodger cards. Sorry, just not going to happen. I have no hate for Clayton or several other guys on the Dodgers throughout history, but just not going to happen. All right, Stadium Club Refractor, Chrome, Riley Green. One thing to note, they did not make a Stadium Club Chrome set this year. And the last few years when they've been making Chrome and regular, and then the regular has always had Chrome parallels in it, and then refractors and some other parallels further down of the Chrome. It got really confusing there for a while. So I do think that these Chrome cards, particularly the Chrome refractors, are quite short printed and difficult to pull out of the packs, and are, in my opinion, extremely undervalued and underappreciated, and they're absolutely gorgeous cards. You know, the photography of Stadium Club plus the production quality of Chrome refractors is a match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned. All right, next up, we have our first Gem 10. Speaking of Chrome refractors, here's an Adley rookie. Like I said, the vast majority of these cards are ones that I bought raw, examined myself, and sent in. So there is a real nice margin on these. I may end up keeping a few of these. Like, I'm fairly certain I'm going to keep this one at least for a while for the PC. That is the gold minted Gunner rookie. Now, if you have watched any of my content before, you probably heard me drone on and on about gold minted Stadium Club Chrome parallels. They are very short printed. You know, I guess you'd call it a case hit, even though I don't officially designate them that way. But they are just about the nicest looking cards there are in the hobby, in my opinion. In fact, I am actually in the process of putting together a complete set of the 2022 gold minted. It's 90 card set, because not every card in the set, in the base paper set, do they make a Chrome parallel of. It's only, you know, a select number of stars and rookies. So I think the total set was 300 cards in 23, but there are like 90 something that they made Chrome and gold minted Chromes. Speaking of gold minted chrome, I think you may see a couple more here as the theme starts to form. But I was a little disappointed in an 8. For me, I understand, and just for any of you watching, know that the difference between a 9 and a 10 can sometimes be really minor and minuscule. And, you could have 5 different graders at PSA look at the same card, and 3 of them will say it's a 9, and 2 of them will say it's a 10. So it is somewhat a luck of the draw. But whenever I get an 8 on something, I am a little disappointed because I feel like either I got hosed or I missed something. Um, I don't see anything obvious on this card. It's possible there's some surface defect that I missed, or maybe the grader made a mistake. Who knows? But put it off to the side here. Anyway, moving along. That's a little more like it. There's that same card in a 10. Um, that's Aaron Judge stuff. At least at the moment of this recording, is just red hot. So I'm not sure. I may keep an Aaron Judge or two. I don't currently have any in my PC. I've actually got a couple other orders in with some other Aaron Judge stuff that I picked up. So we'll see. This is a really cool card. This is the black and white parallel from Stadium Club, and I just a great image. Obviously, it'd probably be worth more if he was in a Dodgers uniform, but it's 2019. What are you gonna do? I believe this is a pop one. At least at the time that I looked into it, I'm fairly certain it was a pop one. You could double check me and put it down in the comments below if anybody else has graded one of these lately. But this is a pretty cool one. I may actually hang on to this one. This is the kind of card that I'm either going to price really high and find somebody that really wants it and probably not ever run it at auction, or I may just hang on to it and add it into the PC. I do have a small Otani PC. Certainly not one of my main guys that I follow, but I do have a few cards. This one, I was hoping for a 10, but a 9's okay. This is the gold foil parallel of Tyler Glasnow. I was banking a little bit. I just had this for a while, and I was banking a little bit on, the Dodgers were definitely going to make the playoffs, and he could play a major role in that. So this was a little bit of a speculative play to grade it right now. But then, of course, in the interim time, he's out hurt and doesn't look like he's going to pitch at all in the playoffs. So, hey, if anyone wants a Tyler Glasnow rookie auto, by all means, please let me know in the comments below. Here's another gold minted Mookie Betts. This is 2022. I think I actually need this one for my set. So I might actually just include this in my set, or maybe I'll still try to, at least temporarily, until I can find a nice, clean, raw copy for cheap. If you're interested at all, these go for surprisingly low. Like, you would think a card this rare that looks this cool of a big name player like a Judge or a Betts or Bryce Harper or whoever, Otani, would go for quite a bit of money, but you'd be surprised how often you can pick these up for between $10 and $25 raw. Anyway, there's Mookie. Just on principle, I'll probably have to sell that one because it's a Dodger. All right, here's the gold minted version of that Tyler Glasnow. That one got a 9. Same comments as on the last one. This is probably the one card you've seen so far where I'm probably going to lose money. It was a little bit of a gamble at the time. His stuff was red hot back not long after the All-Star break when I put this order together. The red foil with the color match and the Red Sox and everything. And it looks super clean. So that is a bit of a bummer. I'm guessing it might be back centering, but I don't really know. Oh, well. Yep. Probably taking a fat L on that one. And then the last, but certainly not least, is the PSA 10. This is just the base card of Aaron Judge. I think at the time I opened some 2017, I don't know, back around the All-Star break, and picked this card out. It looked clean. Raw, these are, one of these base card things, right? Raw, it's going for what, 10, $20. But in a 10, at the time I set it in, I think it was maybe 100 a quarter. I think it's pushing 200 these days. So that one I will probably sell as well. All right, moving along. This was probably the most disappointed I was in the whole order. if you recall back, 2022 Topps Chrome update was pretty notorious for print quality issues. They're off center like crazy, shadowing, all dinged up, you name it. I think now I'm looking at it, there does look like there's a small ding right there, but I'll tell you what, I genuinely do not think that was there when I sent it. That is actually pretty disappointing because I can tell you, if I can see it that clearly, I don't know how it's coming through. Right there, yeah. If I can see that through the plastic, I feel like I would not have missed that before I sent it. And I do not think that was there. That is irritating and very disappointing because other than that, this is pretty good. And, the refractors in update are numbered, unlike in the regular set, and they're only out of $299. So these are pretty pricey cards, and it's gonna be close to, I think, what, probably like $800-900, something like that, in a 10. But in this, it's like 200 and something, which is basically break even for me about what I paid for it. But I actually kind of wanted to keep that one if it could have got a 10. Anyway, here's a sneaky little play. I picked this up raw. This is the gold out of 50 from Sapphire. It's just a cool image. This is a really nice looking set. Yeah, playoffs coming up. Harper, this is probably going to be a nice, easy profit for me. And of course, like I said, when this is not a business for me by any means. I have a day job. But I do like to, air quotes, make money because that gives me resources to fund my own personal collection and other things that I do. I don't just do baseball cards. I've never really made any content about it, but I do a lot of retro video game collecting and playing. I'm also a pretty big golfer, and a new driver can be pretty expensive sometimes, and it's just nice having a little bit of that eBay scratch sitting around, so I don't have to bug my wife about it. Anyway, I did really well on some Jazz Chisholm cards, and I decided to send this one in to grade. Even back at the time when he was red hot, like right after the trade, I did sell the Jazz Chisholm cards I'd picked up in the offseason in anticipation of a trade. This one I was pretty pleased with myself for my Jazz plays this year, but probably should have sold this one raw at the time. Definitely taken an L on a 9 plus the dip in his market since then. The rest of these, I believe, are all Series 2 24 tops, and these are the ones I opened from the Fanatics box. I believe most all the rest of these are Fanatics box exclusives, that Aqua Parallel. It's the retail parallel, kind of like the retail blue, but it only came from the boxes ordered directly from Fanatics. And overall, we did pretty well. There's a Yamamoto in a 10. Obviously, it's a Dodger. That is definitely getting sold. Jung Ho Lee, probably might even wait till spring training when, because he's been out for the whole season for the Giants. Then we have Shota Imanaga. That's a cool one. My third 10. Pleased with the job I did of looking at these. This one I'm a little surprised by, but yeah, probably going to take a little bit of an L there. Be lucky if I get my grading costs back. But hey, that's part of the game, It is what it is. Heston Kjerstad. And last and not least, a player that I'm actually pretty high on. I'm actually going to probably be picking up some of his stuff in the offseason. My man PSA. But that did unfortunately get a 9. And I haven't got the faintest idea why, because I don't see any problems with the corners of the edges. It's nicely centered. But in any event, that's the first half of the order. As usual, we hit a higher than 50% gem rate. There were a couple cards in there that I wasn't really expecting to get it. So really effectively more like a 60% rate. So good job so far. Pat on the back to myself. If you enjoyed this content, please do subscribe to the channel. And please do like the video, tell a friend. And yeah, thank you very much for your time watching. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.